Hola, people. Hello, hello. Welcome. How's it going, everybody? What's up? What's going on? What's good? It is so windy here. It is so windy. Like, so windy. So windy. I don't even know. Hope a house doesn't drop on me. That's not going to be fun. But yeah, how's everyone doing? I'm excited to talk with you this afternoon. We're going to have fun. We're going to work with the Lantern Oracle. Uh I haven't really worked with it too much, so it'll be fun to work with it and see what comes up and what we can discuss. So yeah, we'll have fun with that. Before I get into the Oracle, I want to invite everyone again. Facebook, again, social media changes, algorithms change, things become a little more challenging. And so I've noticed that my reach isn't that much anymore. Like I have one person watching right now, and which is fine. I'm excited to share this with one person. But it used to be so much more. And I've noticed my reach is dwindling more and more. So I really appreciate when you show up and when you comment and when you engage with me, because again, it helps, especially with small business pages like mine is. It really helps when you, again, if you just like it and you just say, hey, this is what I liked about the post, or thank you for sharing, or whatever it is. Like, first of all, I just really like talking with everybody, but it also helps business. So thank you for doing that. And secondly, I don't know if anyone noticed or saw the post, but I have a Halloween inspired magic workshop coming up on Friday, which I'm inviting everyone to. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have five sections or five categories, and each category will have about three things. Um, three things like a spell, a formula, as in like an oil blend or herbal blend, maybe a bath salt, magical application, something of that nature. So we have love, healing, protection, money. And divination. So you'll have about 15 different spells and formulas and such to work with. Really great for your grimoire. And it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's all inspired by like Samhain and Halloween archetypal energies. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays in. So again, that's happening on Friday, which a recording will be made available. So if you can't make it live, that's fine. That will happen Friday. It is $35. Um, $35, but also need-based pay. I'm going to keep telling you about this. So there's need-based or need-based pay, like assistant. So if you really want to attend, you don't have $35 at the moment. That's cool. No judgment. You don't have to prove anything to me. You don't have to prove shit to me. If you say, I want to attend, this is what I'm working with, then I say, okay, we're gonna do this, right? So that's what need-based pay is. So it's, you don't have to prove anything to me. I'm not gonna do that. um if you want to be there, I want you there. I want to share this with you. So reach out to me if you want to sign up. It's on Friday, and then a recording will be made available. Okay. It really is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to share this with anyone who wants to be a part of it. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else I want to say before we get into our cards. But yeah, just let me know if you want. And then that's the whole thing. It's like when you tip your witch here, when you support this experience by like Amazon wish list or whatever, all of that actually helps me to keep like the need based pay, because that's money that I save. That's money that I don't have to invest in certain things, right? So you donating, you helping allows me to keep the need based payment, tuition, whatever available. So that we're all just working together to create a really great thing. Anyways, with that being said, thank you so much for listening to me ramble. Let's get into our cards. I actually I will do something for that, Leslie. I like that. I will do something. I have an actual there's a formula, there's something I'm doing for the Halloween workshop that's kind of like a cleansing, recharging type of thing. But yeah, I'll do that for sure. If you have any specifics, just let me know, and I'll put something together. So, first card. First card from the Lantern Oracle. Well, hello, Sonia. Good to see you. Nadia, welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. So, our first card that we're going to discuss and contemplate is it's called Inner Life. And what this card says is, or the key word, key phrase is, your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? So, your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. Let's think about that. What does that say? So, the more we tune in to our inner light or spirit self, the more we live our outer life through it. The more transparent we become, the more our inner life is reflected back to us through the intimate connections we enjoy with others and our surroundings. Without a healthy and solid sense of self-communing within spirit self, there is only ever smoke and mirrors without. To relate to others from this uh, false self is to forge false connections that create distance rather than closeness. Deep and lasting relationships become possible once we have established such a relationship with ourselves. The journey home to spirit self provides us with a genuinely secure foundation to build our lives upon. Coming home to the loving white light within transforms our limitations and blind spots into pathways without. The loving luminosity of our inner life shines through all density, deception, and distractions. All shadows burn into the dusty ashes illusions ultimately are. This is why shadows bury instead of heal what is beautiful but injured within them. This is also why shadows need the light's loving burn to peel away and crumble them back into ash. Ooh, I like that. Our inner light can openly hold space for all of the unaccepted thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and compulsions that we try to hide or deny. We do not realize that buried within our shadows are, in fact, glorious allies with core truths, desperate for the light to illuminate and alleviate them of their necessary message to us. To bring light to our shadows is to bring light to our shadows is to see them as perversions of something that had started off good and got distorted, regardless of how threatening any shadow of ours may currently feel or may have once seemed. No shadow is, has been, or can be anything more or less than the goodness that got lost, overburdened, or injured along the way. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? So the featured crone supports you in bringing loving light, acceptance, and value to the shadow parts of yourself. All they have ever tried to do is help you. However, it is actually your help that they need. Shadows need release from the message that they are and that you do not pay attention to. Your shadows are burdened with the essential information about yourself that you ignore. They need you to acknowledge them with loving attention, compassion, and appropriate action. Therefore, this card suggests that it is an opportune time to sit down with your shadows and do the following steps with each one. Listen to them with compassion. Honor them with a new and affirmative meaning and significance in your life. Integrate them healthily by freeing them from the dark. Trust, love, acknowledge, and empathize with each shadow as you shine light upon it to transform it back into healthy alignment with the purity of your spirit self. Reach out for support and help from an appropriate professional healer or mentor to guide you through the process if you need to. It is time to make compassionate self exploration a priority. A journey into the stillness and silence of your inner light filled garden is optimal. To establish an intimate communion with yourself, you may feel the need to embrace a period of solitude. The featured crone supports you in whatever form the journey of coming home to yourself takes and requires for you. Until this inner process is complete, true intimacy with another is unlikely and ultimately unsustainable, for it first needs to be established within. The crone's message: tend to your garden first. The shadows you illuminate will reveal all the good that they had mistakenly buried with fourfold radiance, strength, and blessings. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. But that's also really, I like it. I like it. So what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? So let's talk about inner life, the crone, right? What is she expressing to you? Um, so whew. Me too. Me too. I do. It's a lot to process. It's a lot to kind of think in, but I really appreciated the sort of like all of those darker parts of us. And if you think about it, like especially like growing up, like when you're made to feel shame, like or you are embarrassed, or you are made to feel like weird, because let's say you're talking to spirits or something, and people don't understand that, and then they call you like crazy, or they make you feel weird, but you're not. We place those things deep within us. Those things are seeds that are rooted deep within us that we cover up and we feel ashamed of, or we feel some type of way. And it's not a negative thing, right? They're not negative things, but it is how they made us feel that is negative. And so it's like these things need to be unearthed, because we don't want to hold on to these, like my ability to communicate with spirit, right? It's not negative, it's not a bad thing, it's not something I should be ashamed of or feel like I should keep it secret. And so it's like these things need to come to light, and when I say light, it's like data, information, awareness. And so as we bring them to the surface and we understand the message, oh, someone made me feel really, really lesser than, or inferior, or crazy, a little nutty, or something. And it was in that time that I decided to hold or repress something. Does that make sense? And and so it's a very great time for us, especially with Samhain nearing. It's a very great time for us to start taking that into consideration and looking at our shadows, and not seeing them as like a terrible thing, or this dark thing, as in like bad or negative, because it's not. It's a part of us. It's a part of who we are, and it is something that we need to integrate with, and we need to work with and be aware of, and allow for ourselves to process it. And so it starts within. And so when we are living our authentic place, right, when we are living our authentic self, and we are true to what we actually feel, and what we are, and who we are, when we really reflect upon that, and we start to engage with the world, as we understand who we are more and more. And it's like when we engage from that place of authenticity, that place of where our inner life, our inner garden is being so beautiful, right? And who we are, when we engage in the world from that place, we are being so honest, we are being true to our nature. And so that is expressed outwardly, and it activates that within the world around us, and we create a space of harmony. We create a space where richness can be experienced, right? Don't deny the darkness. Ooh, deja vu. Oh, that's so weird. Don't deny the darkness. Yes, I have a lot of darkness, but I reflect on it during meditation. Yeah, and we don't need to hide from our darkness, or whatever we label darkness. Right? We don't need to judge it. We simply need to, maybe explore it, allow it to be what it is, and work through and honor it, and give it its time. Uh, you're right. Sometimes it doesn't feel good. Yeah. I go back, I look back at certain things that I've said or I've done, and people I've hurt, or situations that I've hurt. And it doesn't feel good to look back, but I can look back and I can see where I was also hurt, and I expressed, or I lashed out from a hurt place, and I can learn from that. I can grow from that, and I don't judge it anymore. I understand, like, okay, I was doing in that situation, you know what what I had available to me. And now that I know better and I know how to work with it, I can honor it. And I can be true to myself by doing such things. You look at a different side of me. I have to be careful not to stuff things down because yeah. I feel like that. Like I feel like when we stuff things down, as you say, when we deny things, we can lash out. Like we can be very cold. Like I feel like when we bury things and we bury them deep, like that energy is still there. It is growing, but we are like having to spend so much time trying to keep it from surfacing. Instead of like if we just allow it its space and work through it and see it and allow it to surface and process it, how we can sort of diffuse some shit, right? We can diffuse it before it gets any more intense. So inner life, your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. And I like that message because it reminds us that it starts within. It starts within us, y'all. Whatever we allow to be planted within us, thoughts and experiences, memories, all of it, it it can it creates outwardly. And so that's why it's so important to pay attention to what we allow within our systems, what we allow within our spaces, what kind of thoughts and the people and the situations that we allow within our realm, because again we take that within and then we share it outwardly to manifest in the physical world. And so just be mindful of the company we keep, right? So let's see, let me get a little sip. Hold on. Okay. Let me get a little sip and let's go to our next card. Okay. Our next card is radical self love. So, do you already see a pattern here? Like, I see something, I see a pattern taking form. Do you? So, radical self love, we can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love and live the truth of ourselves. So, what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? Um, so, radical self love. We can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love and live the truth of ourselves. So, let's read this long passage, y'all. The world and people around us mirror our relationship with self. All of the ways we mistakenly seek and rely on love from others and the world is made of the need to be in harmonious breath with the unconditional love that we, in essence, are. True self is the absolute transparent connection with the pure love that spirit self is. The self love to be accessed within is unlimited and something that none of us needs ever go without or be disconnected from. When we turn away from the unconditional love that we are and have to give and receive, it becomes suppressed energy that burns unhealthily. This is what hurts us and leaves us hungry for what is actually freely available to us in abundance. Nonetheless, what is our loving radiance gets unnaturally buried in the darkness of our inattention. This can only have adverse effects. To deny and subdue the radiant love, generosity, and kindness of who and what we are resonates with the following quote from the Gospel of Thomas. Oh, all right. If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. Oh my goodness, that's interesting. What does that say to you? If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. That's interesting. What does that say to you? Before I go on, let's take a moment to think about that. I actually really like that and how it kind of like how it relates to the first card, inner life. So if you think about it, if we bury things deep within us and we don't allow ourselves to communicate or express that or explore that, right? If we don't allow ourselves to work with that, then that could be exactly what destroys us, because it eats away at our soul. It eats away at our emotions, our spirituality, our energy, and it keeps us like in a place that we're holding we're holding on to so much that we can't just live. But if we're honest with ourselves, and we work at being honest with ourselves, and we just express ourselves as best as we can, and we explore whatever comes up, then it can't necessarily be used against us, because we are already aware, and we're already honest, and we're already living that truth. Like, no, this is me, and I have nothing to be ashamed of, and I have nothing to deny. This is me. And does that make sense? If you are true to yourself, you will grow. But if you if you're not true to yourself, then you'll become your worst enemy. Yes, exactly. I like that. Again, yes, I like that. Thank you. So let's move on a little. Until we embody just how radical and pure our self love is, we are not entirely open to receive our vibration or vibrationally matched to such unconditional love from others or the universe. Another crone, y'all. Another crone. Another crone. The crone has shown up to assure you that there is nothing that you have to do, be, or become in order to be worthy of unconditionally loving yourself as you are. Just as there is nothing you have to do, be, or become in order to be worthy of breathing. All that is required is that required I can talk, I promise. All that is required is that you allow your breath to continue. It knows how. You do not need to do anything more. This is the same with the unconditional self love within you. It knows how to be the living breath of you in the world. Just as you breathe, you are love, you are of love. Spirit self is love. Love is the only thing that is real. Anything less than love is not real. It has never been, can be, or will be. Radical self love lets all the illusions go by burning its brilliant light right through them. To bring forth what is within you is to breathe as the love that you are. Wherever the energy is, and whatever we feel blissfully compelled to do in a state of self love, we breathe our inner self into the world. Radical self love can be difficult to get our heads around and accept when what has been modeled to us growing up is contrary to unconditional love, acceptance, and positive regard. We may not even realize that we are worthy of respect and have the right to defend ourselves against all forms of poor treatment. Furthermore, regardless of our upbringing, we all at some point face a degree of challenge with honoring and owning the things about ourselves that we are inclined to disparagingly compare with others, reject, dislike, or wish were different. An inner journey to love, acceptance, and compassion toward all of our perceived negatives, inadequacies, and failures in ourselves and others is what fulfills us by accessing the true love that we seek and at heart are. The question is, will we take it? This card encourages you to say yes and let go of all of your self judgment, shadows, and untruths so that room can be made for all of your loving light to radiate through the rest of your life. The featured crone supports you in cultivating the strength required to love yourself for all that you are and all that you are not, to love all that you have done and all that you have not done, to love all that you have and struggled with and overcome, as well as all of the things that you still struggle with and may never overcome. It supports you to love what you are ashamed of or fear, and to love what hurts. Love all of your emotions. They communicate to you what matters most to you. Allow all of the love that you are unconditionally into you and your life. Once you experience wholeness within, healthy, loving relationships with others can come into your life. You will be able to receive them and the love that they are. The key is to love your differences and all of the ways in which you feel like you are not enough. Love that everyone else in your life is out of your control. Love that strangeness and the darkness. Love that love is the only the only thing that matters. The rest dissolves into its presence. Live from the white light of your heart's love and wisdom and watch its power shine through all illusion. Love, love, love. And the crone's message: love is radical in the extent to which it loves you back. So, that was a shit ton of information, wasn't it? That was a lot. That was actually pretty heavy. So, what do you think? What do you think? How does it make you feel? What comes up for you? Um, I like it. I do, obviously, because I say that every time. But honestly, radical self love. We can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love and live the truth of ourselves. And what I really liked about this is that it addressed, like, we are human. We are all of divine spark as well. But we need to and we should seek to love all aspects of ourselves, where we struggle and where we thrive, our successes and our judged or deemed failures. We are who we are, and we should learn to love all of it, and not judge it. We are not here to judge. We're not here to condemn. We are here simply to love all of us. And I like that with the inner life, because the inner life, your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. It's saying, look, all of the stuff within us, it's worthy of being loved. It's worthy of honoring and supporting. And again, we don't need to judge any of the things that we have been through, any of the things that we are going through, or any of the things that we will go through. I look back at my life. I look back again, if you've been with me since the beginning of Deviant Witch and Deviant Witchery, you will know that I've changed. I have changed quite a bit, and I'm proud of it. And I'm proud of every step that I've taken. I used to be really, really cunty, and I love the cuntiness of me. I love me being, just blunt. I love it. I do. But there's also a time and a place, and I've learned to fine tune the cuntiness. I've learned to be able to say things without being so defensive. Not always, but sometimes. But I don't look back and feel regret. I don't look back and feel judgment. I look back and I'm so grateful that I've been able to learn, and I've had people along the way to press the buttons or to support or whatever. I've had people to show me, where I need to step up and where I may not, right? Need to let go. So I look back at my situations, and I don't regret, and I look at it with love and acceptance. Like, I am so grateful that I've been through these things, because it has helped me to be a better person. It has helped me to grow. I've learned so much, and I keep learning, and I continue to grow, and I love that. Does that make sense? Not to deny my emotions, it means because of insecurities. Yeah, yeah, I like that too. Yeah, it's like, you know what? We're all different. We're all living this life, a life right here, and we don't need to place any form of judgment on it. We just get to love who we are, because we're all amazing, each and every one of us. And by honoring your truth, being honest with yourself, whatever you need, there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever it is that you need, there's no need for us to place any sort of like judgment or anxiety on being who we are, just because it may not be the same as other people. That's on them. That's their story. I love the fact that I don't have to worry about their story, because that's them. I get to focus on mine. And so I love that. I love that. Thank you, Sonia, for sharing that. Hello, Brianna. I know I've said this to you. I keep wanting to say celery, and oh, you commented at 420. That's hilarious. Someone light it up for me, because I can't. Makes me paranoid, but someone can. Challenge is a struggle. Challenge is a struggle with difficulty in channeling our thoughts, emotions, and behavior to produce a desired outcome that doesn't disrespect those around us. Ooh, I like that. I like that. And at the same time, it's like, we can't we also can't help what other people are choose to be disrespected by. I mean, sometimes we don't mean to disrespect other people, but they feel disrespected, and that's not really on us. It's their story to deal with. But we don't have to outwardly do things, but we also need to be um focus on what is right and important for us. So I like that. Yes. Shit, not me. It took me 45 years to stand up, speak for I'm trying not to be a cunt unless the situation. Yeah, I hear ya. I love it though. It's so fun. It's so fun when it comes up when it's necessary. And that's the thing. It's like when we all have different masks that we wear, we all have different energies that we channel. And I think it's so, I mean, I've learned to love the different masks or the different energies that come forth whenever they come up. It's like, oh my gosh, the bitch is here. Like the hoops are down. We're going for the throw. Like, uh-oh, watch out. I love when that energy. I mean, I learn to appreciate and love when that space comes up. It's like, okay, we're in that moment, but then I also learn to love to let go and to release that mask, release that energy, and step into a different energy that is better for me in a different moment, right? So I liked our cards. What do you think? What do you think? There's so much here. Uh, exactly, exactly. Sometimes, exactly, because sometimes that energy, that mask, that aspect of who we are, we need that energy to come forth. We need that person to come forth because we have to maybe assert ourselves. We have to stand up in a way that is maybe a little more aggressive, maybe a little more maybe a little more harmful, right? Maybe a little more like I have to be a little more warlike, right? And so sometimes that is necessary, and we need that for our life. Not always. It's not always necessary, but sometimes it is. And so there's no judgment there. It's just like, you know what? I love all aspects of who I am. And I understand that there's always room to grow and improve, and I welcome that. But I also welcome the fact that I am just owning myself in my space and enjoying it, right? And I love that. I like the cards. Also, people see us differently. They do. They do. People view us differently, and it's really fascinating when you think about it. How everyone has a different experience um, with us, and they have a different view of who we are, and that's why it's so important with the inner life. With the first card, let's go back here. That's why it's so important with the first card. To cultivate the inner garden, our internal stuff, and to allow our shadow to be made known, and for us to bring light information to it and give it support where it needs and work through these things. Because when we are true to who we are, when we honor ourselves, then other people's versions of us, that's on them. And we can say at least we are true to who we are. We are not painting a different picture for everyone in our lives. We are just remaining authentic to our space and to our path. Okay. So I love this. This was fun, and I'm definitely going to encourage everyone. Yeah, subjective and objective. I can't talk. Subjective and objective perception. Say that 5 times fast. Uh, you get to grow all aspects of the garden, all aspects. Some of it's going to be dark. Poisonous plants, yes. My fiance is growing brugmansia, some datura, some stuff. I don't know, a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's fun. So yeah, thank you everyone for showing up today. I would, again, like I was trying to say, I'm going to encourage everyone to re-listen when you have a moment, and just really seriously think about the things that were expressed. These are two heavy cards and two crone cards. So we recognize our place in our world is to be us, and to not fuck around. And to just really learn to be true and honest, and to allow ourselves the space to grow always grow, and know when things need to die off a little, when we need to let go of things and release things, and honor our truth in that as well. So with that being said, I am going to head out. I thank you so much for being here, and like I said, I invite you all to my Halloween inspired magic workshop that we'll have on Friday, and then a link to download it will be available after. And if you want to join us, again, I've posted on the page several ways or several posts to share with you, and I'll probably post again sometime in the next couple of days. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So message me if you want to sign up for the little workshop. It's going to be like 2 hours long, though, probably. But I'm rambling. I will talk to you tomorrow morning. We do these twice a day. Like I said, Sonia, it's fine. You can message me. You want to come, you can. I have need based pay. So if you whatever you can, you can. If you can't do anything, it's fine. Message me. We'll work something out. But yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. We do these twice a day, Monday through Friday, AM and PM. I need to rest my vocals. So have fun and reach out to me whenever you need to talk, or if you have any special requests for future videos. I will talk to you tomorrow morning. Take care.